medicine cupboard. I can't help but remember what Mamma thought about all of this. My mother and father fought about everything, but the way I feel about Burleigh and Wyn came up often.
She should put the house first, Eloise, Papa would say. Vi will be caretaker of this place when she's grown. Burleigh will choose her. I'll pass on the key when I'm ready, and His Majesty will certainly approve of the arrangement. You know the King's always taken an interest in Vi. This is who she's meant to be.
She doesn't know who she is now, let alone who she ought to be in the future, Mamma always argued back. And how will she ever sort herself out if you keep her tethered to Burleigh House and never let her be with ordinary children?
Wyn keeps her company.
He is not an ordinary child. They go on and on like that, in endless circles, arguing behind closed doors. Perhaps they didn't know Wyn and I sat outside listening, or perhaps they were past caring. But now all the fighting has come to an end, and Mamma's off in Switzerland, planning her second wedding to some foreign baron. Wyn, I sit up and look at him. I need to know that all this is worth it. I need to know that no matter what I've lost it for the greater good. Yes, he says, all untidy sandy hair and serious grey eyes. Do you think I'll be a good caretaker for Burleigh House? Wyn doesn't answer. He fixes his gaze on the blanket of ivy still covering my bed, except for the conspicuously empty space around him. A good caretaker puts her house first, I say, half to myself. Always? Wyn asks. I reach out a hand and a strand of green ivy twines around my wrist, a near match for the lattice-work birthmark of slick pink skin that stamps me there, like a bracelet. Always. Papa says so. A good caretaker puts her house before king, before country, before family, before her own life, even. But what if you change your mind? Now that is unthinkable. Mamma may leave. I may grow up. But the one thing that will never change is my resolve to serve Burleigh House. My father, George Sterling, is a perfect caretaker. And in the rare moments when he's at home, he sees to it that I learn my place. That one day I'll follow after him, the best caretaker England has ever known. Under Papa's watchful tenure, Burleigh has thrived. The counties our house governs have known peace and prosperity. I will never change my mind, I tell Wyn. I'll put Burleigh first all my life, because this place is greater than you or me or any one person. And though I've learned this lesson by rote under the watchful eye of my stern father, my heart still swells when I repeat it. For as long as I can remember, Burleigh has been everything to me. This house is like a mother, father, comforter, and friend. I intend to repay the favour someday, when I'm able. We may not understand the house. We may not be able to speak with it, but Burleigh House was here watching over the West Country before you or I were born, and it will be here long after we're gone. It is my duty as a Sterling to serve this place, and to help it care for the countryside. Mamma knew that, Wyn. She knew it. But she was always jealous of Burleigh. She couldn't see why it's worth looking after. I stop and swallow fiercely, past the heat burning in the back of my throat and behind my eyes. Wyn stares down at the floor, looking as small and miserable as I feel. And what about a good house? He asks after a long silence. I frown as he plucks an ivy leaf and shreds it to bits. What does a good house do? Shouldn't you get something in return? I run a finger across the ivy, soothing the place where Wyn marred it, and the leaves turn to my touch like flowers towards sun. I don't expect anything. A good house puts itself first, because the well-being of the countryside is bound up in the health of its house. And so a good house chooses its caretaker wisely, and doesn't spare them when trouble comes. The fire flickers on the hearth.